I want to do a case study on this website, tipsontrading.com. It's like a website that gives you stock trading tips. I guess it's stock trading tips.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
That's my guess from the website. Is a little, I found it quite confusing. So a lot of this is, of all the people who send me requests to do a case study, this is the most problematic for two reasons. It screams lack of honesty, and I'll explain to you how to reverse that. But the other reason is that, and that part is simple to reverse, but the hard part is that there's no actual natural ways to promote this, and I'll explain that as well. So why does it scream lack of honesty? First of all, there's half amateur make, half over promise. So I mean, the headline, really, really make money paste, and it's that simple. 99% of the people in the world, a red flag will go off and say, hey, this is a scam. It's never that easy. I wish it was that easy, right? Then we would all be rich. So you never, instead, be more realistic here, right? What I would do is, instead of, like, there's a lot of text here. It doesn't add up too much, because at the end of reading this, I don't know who the creator of this business is. I don't know what their experience is. I mean, there's a promise that say, hey, 20 years experience. Somewhere here it says that. There's some testimonials, but I mean, how easy it is to fake these testimonials. I don't know if you fake them or not, but in the eyes of the consumer, there is no proof that you didn't, so you did, right? And I mean, like, oh, Simon R. said so it must be true, right? I mean, come on, it's got to be better than that. And I feel like the starting price point is a little high. I feel like to make it an easy entry point, gotta make something under $10. That's just my take on it, but I could be wrong on that. But that's the least of your problems, because there's really a lot of lack of credibility. Because again, I don't even know the name of the person. There's no contact form. Like, I mean, there's kind of an email somewhere here, but you gotta scroll like crazy to even just to find it and dig it out of this thing. So a lot of things lacking with trust. And if I was running this business, what I would do is I would not start this business unless my software tool really, really did amazing things in some new way. If it did that, I'd make like a freebie version of it, or some, thing that people can try once to see that it really works, and then people can see that it really works for themselves, and then they can get into it more if it really does work. And if it doesn't work, then you got no business, because whoever subscribes will just unsubscribe. But at the moment, you have a hard time getting anybody to subscribe because of the lack of credibility and lack of, just like, usually pages need to have like contact us, all that stuff, those kind of pages about us. And the stuff you have on that is very much not enough. I also want to, and by the way, if you lead with what's amazing about your tool, not the empty promise that's here, it's too much of a promise, you're probably an honest person, but this makes you look dishonest. Like, who the hell promises this, right? At the end of the day. So that's one problem. So I lead with a more credible way of how your business actually helps. And what I also do is, when it's clear, when your business has a really interesting differentiator, then I go and try to contact journalists and try to get publicity from large websites, and say, hey, this is something revolutionary here, really good. If it's just another, like, a Me Too business, a run of the mill, if you do the same thing that everybody else does, then it's not that compelling of a business, precisely because it's hard to promote. If you're trying to do SEO for it, it's really hard to stand out, right? There's a million of such tools, million of tips on trading, and the internet is cluttered with that stuff. And if you have no differentiation, it's going to be really difficult to stand out, because you're going to be like on page 30 of Google. So social media, this is not that social of a tool. You can try to promote in different social, communities and groups about stock trading, but I think even if you get some people to visit your site, the conversion rate of this site is very, very low, the way that it looks. And also, this video, by the way, is I'm not gonna play it here, but when I did play it on my own, it was very not well made. It, like, very amateur, and the person speaking in it, it's not their main job to do this sort of thing. So I'd hire a spokesperson to this video, since it's a very important sales video for your entire business. And probably of all the elements on the site, the video is probably the number one element that can increase your conversion. And a good video can increase conversion dramatically. And a bad video will just keep your sales low, right? It's not going to help and turn people off. So that would be my take on this business. This is probably the hardest one of all the things that people send me because, I think it's just too early, and just about almost everything has to change for this business to work.